Hello, listeners. Hi, my name is Madhavi, and I'm so happy to have you on UppTalk. You have come to the right place if you want to learn about IT and do really cool things with your hands. We are not just another IT company when I say UppTalk. Think of us as your learning partner dedicated to helping you reach your full potential. We have top notch hands on courses to help you build your business, whether you are new to technology or want to move up in your current job. Let's look around this as our first step towards learning.
Now talking about the target percentage. This is mainly about like how many persons we are targeting. Like the inbox that we are going to have. Again, this is an optional one. The recommendation for this one is to get the percentage of the target population that we want to place in each box. The inbox that we are referring to, we can set the targets for all the box. Like here, you can see like if someone is falling under unsatisfactory, the target percentage is 10. If someone is under needs improvement, target percentage is 10, needs 45, 20, 15. This is how they have defined the percentage. If in case you do not define the percentage, once the calibration is run, the Workday converts this percentage based on the number that is rendered, that it gets mainly from the calibration and box report that we make. One more thing that we have here, you can see the select validation for target percentage population. If you want to give any specific water, like right now we have selected none of the above, that is the reason. If you are selecting anything like watering error that you want to give, you can select those options. You were asking something. I was just confused a bit about this target percentage. When we are talking about these percentages, how exactly? What exactly do we mean by that? Unsatisfactory is. For an example, you are going to run this calibration program, maybe for any specific organization. Maybe there will be a number of employees. For an example, there are 100 employees. Out of that, someone will come under unsatisfactory, someone will come under needs improvement based on the setup that you have done. Like here, you can see unsatisfactory, we have needs improvement, we have needs exceeds outstanding. This is what mainly we have said. When this inbox report will run based on, like you can see the report, the program that has been done, out of that 45% meets the expectation, 20% exceeds the exceeds, and 15 is nothing but who are outstanding, 10 needs improvement, and 10 is unsatisfactory. And this is how this was. It is optional. If you don't define it, the data that will be coming up from there, it will be automatically populated here. This is mainly about the target percentage that is going to be there. That means it's not any kind of setting, but a kind of report that is based on. In the report, we are going to define this column, unsatisfactory needs, improvement needs. Suppose for an example, you have just mentioned you are just using two like needs and exceeds. Around 50% came under needs and 50% came under exceeds. That is how the percentage will be defined based on the column that we select, on which criteria we want to define. Now coming to the calibration default values. This is nothing but mainly you can see we have the default value here like rows and columns. What mainly? This is mainly to select different rating fields in which we want to place the worker. We can override the default values if we want. Like, you can see calibration program calibration, default performance access. This is whatever you can see. The reason why all these three things are coming as an optional. This is, I know that it's not reflecting it, but those three columns are optional. These fields are mainly getting reflected from the inbox report that we have created. The data are being pulled out from there. That is the reason why I was telling you in the launch calibration there are three main important things. One is the inbox. The other one is the calibration program rule that we make. This is the random that I have selected here. There is no such rule, but based on these two things, we are going to launch the calibration like for which in inbox report it will. We will be defining like on which basis we want to run the calibration. And here in apply stored, we are going to select the group of people for whom we want to launch the calibration. And now regarding this launch calibration, we have, what do you say? We have business bosses. We are taking the level and we got this target. Now the user is. Yes, we have the default. I'm going to be selecting any business process, the better to go in. See, this is the calibration program that we have right now. How does launch calibration will work? In which way? What are the steps that is going to trigger that we will be defining here and this business process? If you want to define anything here, you can do it on this. If you want to add, you can say sorry. No, I was just adding them in. If we want to add any steps to the launch. Yes, correct. The meaning of this one, we do not have much. Because see, this calibration will be launched and said, but it's been like with whom it will be shared. This is how they have set up. This is the step completion. This is being assigned to the security group, but it depends upon client to client how they want to run this. Usually, if you talk about this launch calibration, this is not run. This is mainly run to check the overall performance of maybe any specific organization, or maybe company-wide, or maybe for any specific location, maybe for India or something like that. That is how mainly this is run. After this, we have topics that is remaining is regarding benefit. If there is any specific topic, the reason I told you last time as well, like on Friday, you can go through this. If you can have any doubts or queries, we could have discussed. Maybe I talked of. What next time can explain you on this? What mainly? I want us like whenever you get a time. Go through the business process that I have explained. I relate it to talent and performance or the business process. There can be different scenarios. And whenever you are going to any business process, I will just give you an example. You can see it. Start performance review. This is all that we have to set. We have to create and we have to set up as per the client's requirement. If initially anything is going to happen, if initial configuration that is going to happen, this all are the one. I think you should be able to see this biz processes in your tenant. You can just not retype performance or maybe calibration. You should be able to say it in case the access is not further restricted. I think before the business process of performance, I can see that it is just about calibration. We have multiple tenants and we want to do something or practice something. We have that option available. See, like whenever you're going to launch any calibration, like I went to the task launch calibration. I selected the automation and this operation. I selected some random calibration program that was already created. And you will see there is one eligible worker and the ineligible worker are two. Let us see what happens when we run this. Let me see which business process is getting triggered here. If you want to check, you can just go normally to this new definition. And you can see that which specific business process that has triggered. This is the one business process which is triggering. As for this business process, they have a couple of steps. The step that they have added is there is a condition rule is not talent calibration program. This is a to-do complete all manager evaluations before launching calibration step. Means this is a step which they have created. If in case like let me open the step map. You understand it better. I was about to say that. I will open this condition rule as well that they have created. I am working on right now on a random scenario that has been there and this related talent. I will explain you about that. I'm still working on it. Complete all manager evaluation before launching calibration step. Mainly what this is trying to tell us is like see if in case for an example you are a manager of 4 or 5 employees. You have not done the reviews and anything at your level. You might not have given any grades based on the performance to that has happened. If in case that is not done and if I'm running the calibration program, obviously that is not going to work. Correct. Because you might have seen the calibration. We saw like meets expectation unsatisfactory. That is something which is done by manager in the quarterly review or maybe monthly review or yearly review that happens based on the company's criteria. If in case that is something which is not done, obviously we will not be able to run calibration program. They have created a test condition. They have created this to do like if in case that is a scenario. Complete all managers evaluation before a trigger will go. I will try to open one random employee and I will show you. After that, I will show you one real-time scenario on which I am working. I will not disclose anything about the client specific, but that is very random thing that I have observed in my career. Is there any kind of scenario, not scenario, but is there any way through which we can identify who all other managers who hasn't, complete the evaluation yet for what number of employees or what employees? That will be more a kind of report, but see, that is pretty simple. I will show you that. You can see 4 minutes before calibrate performance review calibration. This step is showing it as an assign because understand what is happening. In this tenant, what is happening is people have created many. They have assigned many supervisory organization to different one. But normally what happen as if in case any manager is pending, it will go to the HR partner right now as you are asking like how you will get to know like which all manager are pending. Correct. Mainly what happens is when you're launching the calibration. For example, you are launching this calibration program for any specific organization. Correct. See, suppose there is a HR department. And for a chart department, I am running the Kali. I'm launching the calibration program in HR department. There will be many sub-departments. And suppose I'm the head of the HR. I will see all the employees. Let me do one thing. Let me log in as local. This is from where? How you are creating. This is Logan being one of the manager. This is the place from where she can run the deep performance review. You can give the feedback rating and everything. And there is one standard report. I actually forgot the name of the report. Maybe there you can check like which are all are the employees or which all of the managers. For whom? Actually, what does the report? I will show you, but see, mainly for an example, Logan being one of the manager. This is the place from where she can run the performance review for any specific duration, whatever they are having. Let me show you an option that we get. These 56 employees are in progress. This was one of the reason why for Logan being one of the manager, this step was triggered complete all manager evaluation before launching calibration step. At heart level, we can see there are many in progress that you can see here. Once this all are completed, then only it will be triggered to the next step. Then only the launch calibration will work or else it will not work. And you can check from here like for whom you are, it is completed. I will try to get the report name. Let me search here and move those folders in that way. Is there any way through which we can automatically launch the calibration once all the evaluation is complete? I mean, we can do it easily. Like for an example, you are the manager. For one of the department, I will randomly, if I want to test the calibration program or whatever I have created, I will select randomly your organization, maybe of the less people. Let me show you the call. We can do that. We can do it. Will that be? It's like, I mean, just like we do have the steps under any business process. Will that be the part of any business process? I mean, as a step or how? I can see. This launch calibration is behaving as per the business process that has been there. Like you can see, when you launch this calibration, you have to select one of the organization. You can select randomly any one of the organization for whom you'd be aware. Like if you're working in the company, you will be able to like for which automation the performance review and everything is completed. You can select them and you can do the testing. Usually what happens is like whenever the review's done, there is a report, actually forgot the name, from where you can see like for which all person that review's completed. There is a standard report, Workday delivered report. As you have asked, like normally if you want to test it, you can select a random organization for whom the review manager reviews and everything is completed. and you can launch it. And I will check for the report. Let me try now. I get it. Performance reviewed. This is for rating employee, rating summary. Maybe you can try RDP performance through that, which we get all the list. I think there are 61 like this. Can you feel down the standard one? I will check from myself and let you know. There are only 61. Let me try one more thing. Normally, what will happen is whenever we are going to launch the calibration, and as the automatic trigger will go to all the managers for whom it is pending. As you can see, when we log into Logan, when we started the proxy, it was already notified there. Performance review rating. Let me run this. See, mainly we can here select the organization and it will give us the review ratings. If in case this report name is performance review rating, for an example, if I select, let me say the same. Even the organization list with this name is high. I said, even the organization list with this name is too high. The reason is like there are many people actually who are practicing in this one. Correct. They are creating their own purpose. Like we have to read about 2015 and there is no. Here, mainly it will give the list of all the workers for whom the review rating is completed. We don't have any latest data. Performance review rating is the one. This is also the same report over on rating type. My teams. This will give for any specific team. This one of the standard report which we can run and we can check mainly. And see, by checking this, you've got to know about this condition rule that they have created. For an example, if they have not created this condition, which you can see complete all managers evaluation before launching calibration step, one will happen. This will be of no use because you might not get the real-time data. This can be useful when only you are launching the calibration for only selecting for any maybe, like for an example, there is some employers getting terminated who has resigned and you want to select maybe the replacement for that one. And you have 4 or 5 employees. And for that one, if you're running this, you made some calibration program and box report on which you want to test. In that scenario, this will work easily. But usually in our companies, we have a timeline like by this time it should be completed. If this is not completed, the managers would have to give that justification. Like you can see in our company, we have a quarterly review. That happens. We have a deadline by the next week or next Monday. The reviews and everything should be completed. If it is not completed, a notification should the manager. Immediate manager should be notified. That is all set up that we have already there in the company. If in case due to some reason the gates is extended, then that is a completely differential scenario that will be for each and every one. That will not be for any individual. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@therightuptalk.com.